The Zidane family legacy is entering a new era at Real Madrid, with every one of Zinedine's sons coming up through the Galacticos youth setup. So today, we're making his recently added WONDERKID son, Theo Zidane, better than his dad ever was, in an attempt to transform him into one of the greatest ballers ever. An impossible task that's going to require us to win the Ballon d'Or, secure multiple Champions Leagues, and achieve it better overall than his father's prime icon card of 94. Let's just say Zizou in his heyday got busy on and off the pitch. We've made his dad in charge at the helm and taking control over his career. What could possibly go wrong? Now, at the time of recording, there are currently two of his sons in-game in FC 24. One of them probably a little bit more well-known. It's Luka Zidane, actually a goalkeeper at Eibar. He was let go, sold by Real Madrid, and now the next-gen talent, the new kid on the block, Theo. And believe it or not, his fourth son, Elias, is also currently in the Real Madrid Youth Academy, playing in their under-19 squad, yet to be added into career mode. Maybe he'll get a call-up later this year, and who knows, he'll be added into the game. But for now, the 17-year-old Frenchman, left-back / left midfielder, forget Project Mbappe, he's on Project Zidane at this rate. Enzo, who you'll probably remember from like the FIFA 14, FIFA 15 days, used to play for Real Madrid too. He's now currently without a club, a free agent in his prime at 28. He made one appearance for the senior squad and scored in the cup, so he was locked in. He's making his FIFA debut at 21 and has been gifted 78 potential by EA. He is currently one of the worst players on the Real Madrid roster, but it could be worse. He's not a teenager by any means. A 21-year-old can play at centre mid, cam and CDM, so he's basically trying to be a master of the middle of the park. Given the current situation, we're just going to add him to the loan list straight up and see if he can get some game time under his belt away from the club, because he's currently still a prospect. And to ensure he's doing the most and improving day by day, week by week, we have locked him in on the central midfield development plan, focusing on his skill moves, trying to emulate his dad, working on dribbling, passing and pace, strength and stamina, all crucial in the midfield role. And we got to pump those numbers up. These are rookie numbers. He's nowhere near where he should be. He's actually quite a big boy, standing at 6'5". He's not really special in any regard. He's just incredibly mid all around. I guess you can say he's well balanced, but nothing really jumps out off the page. His rookie campaign in Spain is going to be crucial. This opening season could shape the rest of his career, so let's see what kind of loan offers come in for the boy. Don't forget, guys, if you're enjoying the video so far, drop it a like down below and let me know, what are the father and son combinations should we play around with in FC 24, because there are so many. This is just the most recent one that's come to mind, as Theo already within days of the summer window opening, a loan offer from Başakşehir in Turkey, a 1-year spell. I'm happy with that. Turkey might be a decent league for him to break out in, so I'm going to give that one the green light. Another loan offer from the homeland, this time from Clermont Foot. It's a loan to buy, so I'm not going to be entertaining that. I do want him to have a future at Real Madrid. Why not give him a nice little 2-year loan deal? Ooh, Zidane, he's rejected Turkey. The talks have broken down. He's happy to ball out in the homeland, rejected Turkey for France, and this one looks like it could be going through. Here we have it, the images confirming, and that 6'5" height starting to show as his dad walks him out of the Real Madrid headquarters. Don't be sad, lad. It's for your own good. It's for the betterment of your game and career. Trust me, big things are coming for Theo. And it looks like some of the transfer market cutscene glitches are back. Liga is up there with one of the best leagues in the world if you just want to explode onto the scene and attract all kinds of European interest. Also, lads, let me know down in the comments below, how do you think Theo's career is going to pan out? Is he destined for greatness, or is his career destined to fail with all the pressure and just the name association, all the expectations of him being Zidane's son? Is that going to get to him? Is he going to crumble? Is he even going to make it at Real Madrid? The future is very much up in the air, but for now, it's Clermont Foot, which is his future. This is how the young gun is going to slot into their starting 11. They do play a nice formation for him, accommodating for his playstyle with 3 midfielders. This team is bound to fight for relegation, so it's going to be a battle every single week. This lad's up for a challenge though, so season 1, here we go. With Theo's first roll of the dice back in France, he managed to secure a little mid-table spot with Clermont Foot, steering them away from a relegation battle. Made it to the round of 32 in the French Cup with a 2-0 loss to Montpellier, so no silverware in season 1, but that wasn't really expected. However, it looks like his parent club, Real Madrid, have fumbled a Champions League final, losing out to PSG 1-0 in the big dance. We just gave him the free license to ball out, and he actually cooked up a decent season, individually improving a +6, now reaching a 70 overall. That is a nice little chunk of growth there. He's in good form, getting game time, and is now a cornerstone of that 3-man midfield. And this was the whole point of his loan, to up those goal contributions, get some experience under his belt, and he he actually was the second highest goal scorer on the team. 8 goals and most importantly 10 assists. So he was the best playmaker, the second best goal scorer, 18 goal contributions, an average match rating of 6.39, clutching up and acquiring 5-star skill moves too. This opening season has just been nothing but a W. And now you're starting to see some light green attributes appear, like ball control, dribbling, short passing, everything to do with being a midfielder is being improved. And 150% boost now standing with a £3 million price tag. It's only season 1 of his loan. He's still got another year left in the bag. So let's see if he can back it up. Is he just a one-season wonder, or is he going to be shooting for the stars and showing the world what he's made of? Another area of football he wants to conquer, not just the club scene, but internationally for his nation. We've got France, who fumbled in the Euro 2024 semi-finals, losing out to Holland 1-0 and therefore crashed out in the semis, where Italia defended their crown with a 3-1 job in the big dance, European champions again. If you've watched one of these career sims before, you know what time it is. New season, new development plan. Luckily for us, Theo's gotten himself an upgrade in the off-season, receiving a +1, improving already as we've placed him on the playmaker development plan. He's already reaping the rewards with the 5-star already in his locker, and this training plan focusing entirely on that passing category, which is going to be pivotal if he wants to become a top-tier playmaker. And season 2, Theo was standing on business as they've backed up their first season wonder, coming through in 11th spot. Nothing life-changing, but still staying in that top division where he deserves to be playing week after week, and made a cheeky little decent cup run here. Getting eliminated 2-1 to Lorient in the semi-finals was whiskers away from a finals appearance. And individually, growth-wise for Theo, it was kind of a little bit of the same story. A carbon copy of season 1, if you will. He's a son of a legend, and he is earning himself +6s back-to-back. The now 23-year-old who looks desperate to enter the 80s range. Captain of the club is in good form, and he's happy with his playtime and player performances, so I'm expecting some decent output here, and that's exactly what he's come through with. 8 goals and 9 assists, 34 appearances. He pretty much played every single game, didn't get injured, was a first-team protagonist, improved that average match rating, and is still the best playmaker on the roster performance-wise. And actually mid-season, I did it behind the scenes, but we did switch his development plan from playmaker to box, so he gets that high attacking work rate. He achieved that in a flash, and is now more involved in the attack, let's say, working on his finishing, attack positioning, sprint speed and acceleration. You could start to see the player we're kind of molding him into, as those greens, even dark greens, make an appearance, with his best stat being short passing, sitting at an 85. Hell, if he keeps this up, I might think of giving him a few play styles to mess around with and experiment. As he makes his return back to Real Madrid, his 2-year loan spell is up. He's on his farewell tour for now, departing France with a £10 million market value. This kid is on cloud 9 right now. I shouldn't really be calling him a kid. Like, I'm 23 as well. Like, we're not kids anymore. He was here for a good time, not a long time, and that loan spell was definitely worth it. Got the most out of his 2 years. In season 3, this early on, I hate to admit it, but it's now or never. It's make or break for this guy. If he wants to launch his career into a different trajectory, and he's gone from a big fish in a small pond now to a small fish in a large pond, he's up against it, and just the clientele and the first team world-class nature of this squad, it is going to be extremely hard to break into the Galacticos starting 11. 39-year-old Luka Modric, surely our guy's got to be the future in midfield. We got the heir to the throne right here. Modric is heading towards the retirement home, and a generational future Ballon d'Or winner is in our ranks, so we're going to start him in that midfield diamond alongside Tchouaméni, Valverde and Bellingham. He's learning from the best, and we ain't wasting any time getting that training and development plan slapped straight on, and you can see how far he is down the pecking order. No improvement in the off-season to bounce back of, but I think I'm just going to keep it on box. We might just interchange between that and playmaker, and just like that, through the power of mods, he's now an important first team player. And of course, we had to throw a few cheeky play styles in the mix to compete with these top level athletes. Some key pillars that we want to focus his game around. He's got to have the incisive pass, long ball pass, whipped pass, the golden trinity of passing, if you will. First touch play style alongside press proven. He's on his way to just becoming an all-round package. Now, is he able to do it at the top level team and compete in La Liga, a country which his dad conquered multiple times? Let's find out. On Theo's return back to the Spanish capital, he successfully won himself his first piece of silverware, overthrowing Barcelona by 4 points, becoming Spanish champions. It is what it is. It's business as usual, as he also took home a cheeky double in the Supercopa, 2-1 win against Atleti in the final, and of course he had to take it all. The domestic treble with a 4-2 win in the Spanish Cup, a 6-goal thriller which saw them come out on top in El Clasico. He's conquered all of Spain, but it's only scratching the surface in comparison to what his father was able to pull off, as Man City won the Champions League 2-0 v Bayern in the final. You know what it's like at Real Madrid. You know what time they're on. If they're not making a Champions League final, if they're not winning the biggest and best competition in the world, it counts as a failure. And they ended up losing out to the finalists 5-2 in the quarterfinals on AG. Was the output there? Was the individual performance on par with the likes of his father? He's now 24, approaching his prime, but he's hit the 80s, which you love to see. A lovely little +4 upgrade which was needed, and in 31 appearances managed 10 goal contributions, 3 goals and 7 assists, which in comparison to the rest of the gang is minuscule. But when you're filled with a team of superstars, world-class athletes, it's going to be difficult to compete. But he's learnt from the best, still netting 7 assists, which is decent for a playmaker, a box-to-box midfielder like him. He either got injured or had to make way for the retiring Luka Modric, who's 40 now. As that box-to-box training plan did its thing, he now has 88 stamina to boast about, which is lovely. That's his highest attribute, alongside 90 short passing, which is elite, with an 100% increase to his market value, £28 million on the board. For next season, considering if he wants to win the Ballon d'Or, he's going to be in an attacking position. Like, I don't write the rules, it just is what it is. That's how it works in FIFA. So we're going to start off by converting him into an out-and-out cam. It's only going to take 2 weeks, so over the off-season, he should be able to pull it off. And then we can go from there, potentially even looking into that centre-forward realm. A similar position to what his dad played at Madrid and Juve, or see if he could cause a stir and capture lightning in the bottle somewhere where Zidane didn't play, like the Prem. Look, all I'm saying is that I'm open to exploring options. I'll listen if any transfer calls come through, as he's added 3 pieces of silverware to his collection. Trophies are guaranteed at Madrid, but we're focusing on Theo. We've got to do what's right for him in his career, so bring on this summer. And that position change, you already know, is ready to be activated. We'll see if the conversion actually does anything to his attributes. Does he receive any upgrades? Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case, but I do want to place him on the Dynamo plan and probably just interchange it and tweak it throughout the season. We're in a World Cup year, but unfortunately Theo didn't get the call. He's not going to be representing his nation at the 2026 World Cup. More realistically, we're looking towards the 2028 Euros, potentially even 2030 if we make it that far. It's going to be hard to break through to that midfield of Thuram and Kunku and Kone, but that's the goal. We're setting the bar high, people. In a 5-star, 86 rated midfield department, that's the level he's going to meet. And it looks like they don't need much help, the French. They've gone and won their 3rd World Cup, reigning victorious champions up against Croatia in a 2018 final replay. Looks like Modric hung his boots up too early, could have got some revenge for 2018. Unfortunately for the Zidane family, Theo ended up watching at home with his dad. He wasn't participating in the festivities, but the new role for this year, he's going to slot into that cam position, putting Bellingham just behind him and seeing if this new variation of the Madrid diamond changes anything. Hopefully he can really get into his playmaker bag. It could be a recipe for success, or the lad could crack under pressure, as we've awarded him with the captain's armband. He's following in his father's footsteps, and all 6'5" of him is going to attack Season 4 with all he's got. In Season 4, yeah, it was rough out here on these streets, because Theo's Real Madrid couldn't defend their title, losing out to Barcelona, coming through in 3rd with 80 points, and that is not looking good. Could they make up for it in the Cup? And they did. 3-1 in the Super Cup, 4 pieces of silverware to his collection, but couldn't defend the Copa de España. Getting eliminated, knocked out in the quarterfinals, just like they did in the Champions League, as it was the French outfit PSG taking them down 4-3 on AG. Yeah, I don't think Florentino Perez is going to be too happy with the dripped out Zidane captaining his own son to 1 trophy. Season 4 was a little bit of a sticky one, but could Theo redeem himself and at least put up some decent numbers, climb up the ranks in this world-class roster? We did give him a little bit of a revamp, gave him a little bit of a beard trim, a fresh trim to go alongside that cold aesthetic of his. With his first season playing at that number 10 role, he relished in it by the looks of things. 10 goals and 16 assists, 26 goal contributions, and has hallmarked himself as the top playmaker. He is that guy when it comes to assists, getting double figures in both departments for the first time since his Clermont foot days, and has now launched himself into that proper elite level, still a little bit away from a world class, no maxed out attributes yet. For Season 5, I kind of want him to be a penalty specialist and also improve that sprint speed and acceleration, attacking midfielder, and potentially even advanced playmaker to get that passing category into the 90s. That is the play for Season 5 onwards, because time is ticking for him to become a Ballon d'Or nominee. That is the kind of progress we need. That is what we want. And I can hear that call up to the national team on the horizons. Maybe one more season will do him a world of good, surrounded by some of the best players in the world, and in there, up there, competing for the best trophies. Because we must consider that Euro 2028 is right around the corner. Just to give some context about who we're up against in future, we've got his fellow teammate Vinny Jr. nominated in the top 4 for the Ballon d'Or. Fighting it out for that golden ball is going to be Saka, Mbappe, and Cavaradonna. So it's familiar faces, we're all used to it. Ooh, we got some good news though. Theo, my guy, the assist leader in La Liga with 12 assists in 37 matches. This king is onto something special, and he's the best playmaker not only on his team but in the whole league. Not only was it league domination, going and winning another La Liga title with 90 points, beating Barca by 1 point on the last day. Couldn't manage to take home the Copa de España either, and wasn't in the Super Copa. But on the continental scene too, they have reached a Champions League final, and in 2028, in a Euros year, he has the chance to win 2 European titles, and they're up against Napoli in the big dance. How they got there though? Finished top of Group F alongside Villa, Leipzig, and Sparta Praha. Took down Salzburg in the round of 16, took down Villa, and then in the semis got their sweet revenge against PSG, 5-4 on penalties to book their spot. Now we could be witnessing a moment in history right here, a chance to do what his dad did a few times and take home the Holy Grails with both Cavaro and Osimhen still up top after all these years. It is a full strength, strong Neapolitan side, but can they pull it off? Can Theo captain his side to victory and cement themselves as all-time Galacticos? And that's exactly what they've done with a 3-1 win. Valverde picked up an early injury in the 20th minute with the striker coming on to fill his spots. I don't really know what the assistant manager was thinking. Theo, yeah, he kind of went silent, kind of went missing in the big game, only dropping a 6.6, kind of getting carried by his teammate, which wasn't on the script. But what's important is that he takes home a medal, he secures the double with his dad at the helm, and that is just perfect stuff to put on the resume if he wants to be in contention for that golden ball. As Zinedine is reaching for the stars, he's hit the 90, back-to-back +5 seasons, and he is now up there in that one of the world's best status. And number 23 is not only doing it, but the Frenchman is doing it at the biggest club in the world. He put in the hours, he put in the works, and with 9 goals and 18 assists, I mean, it's not double figures in both departments, but he definitely honed in on his assist skills now with an average match rating of 7.03, 27 goal contributions, which is just stunning. He is well and truly in his prime, in his heyday. It's what you love to see. Sprint speed and acceleration both in the 90s. Short pass looking like it's about to be a maxed out attribute. It is all coming up Millhouse right now. Although that 25 aggression, yeah, maybe we're gonna, get him in the gym doing some boxing. On paper, the kid might just be a pushover on the field. Hopefully he's got that Zidane dog in him. As his market value, he's hit that 9-figure range. He's in the club as it's predicting 300 weeks. Oh no, this is going to be tough. This is going to be a nightmare. Maybe Look, the Ballon d'Or dream might have to wait. Like, it's just a dumb thing that only attackers can win it in career mode. Like, it should have been changed years ago, but EA just too lazy to change it. Too lazy to tweak the algorithm. Let's just focus on trophies. And the squads have been announced. Their nations are ready for the Euros, and Zidane will be participating just like his old man. A little warm-up for the World Cup in 2 years' time, and here is how the French team is looking. They've completely changed their formation, or just changed their midfield, I should say, with Zidane being the captain and Mbappe still leading the line up top, Zaire-Emery and Kone right behind him. It's now an 88 rated midfield, and they are surely bang on favourites to win it all. They're in a little mini group of death. Belgium and Portugal. Ireland should be the whipping boys of Group A. It's all starting to ramp up now, and Theo has just found himself in a European final again in the same summer. It's France taking on Italia. It's a 2006 World Cup final replay, and this is how they made it with 9 points, topping Group A with ease, scraping by the Netherlands in the quarters 1-0, and it was a 4-1 demolition job of Denmark to find himself in another big dance. Look at these options they have to come in off the bench. A Benzema regen, Schmidt, another one of his fellow teammates slash countrymen, and Camavinga and Tuchemani right behind him. And the Italians, they aren't looking too bad either. They've always got something up their sleeves. And this time, we're going to watch it all unfold under the tactical view. So I'm not going to have any influence on it whatsoever. I'm just going to let the game play out, because the last time I did this in a a big international final. It ended up like 5-4 in extra time, went to penalties, it was crazy. And we also get to see Theo in real time, in game, in action, to see if he really goes missing in the big games or whether it's just a myth. And France already threatening as Tchouameni makes his way into the box. Theo is free on the edge of the area, but Moussa Diaby and offloads to Kylian Mbappe, and just like that, their first shot on target. This is how clinical the French are when they're at their best, and Theo just had to sit back and watch it all unfold. Deflected off Bastoni, setting the tone for the rest of the game. Advantage Mbappe, advantage Le Bleu. Theo now on the counter attack, and he's just barging forward here, all 6'5" of him, and he's evaded the Italian defense. Can set up Mbappe for the second, but he's denied by Carnesecchi. Diaby and Theo, he might be offside. I think he's beaten the trap, and he just stumbles at the final hurdle. What's going on? France looking for the cross inside, and the cutback's there for Theo Zidane, and he might pull the trigger or set up Mbappe for the second, and he does the team thing. He's unselfish with it, getting assists, being that advanced playmaker we all know he is, setting up his team for success. The number 23 pulls it back as he's hungry for his first Euros title. A lovely little combination between the pair, and they're looking unstoppable right now. I mean, it's hard celebrating against Italy for me, but they're just getting played completely off the park. Theo Zidane masterclass unfolding right before our very eyes. It might be a long night for the Italians, let's just say that. And the number 7 wants to take him on himself. Theo with another assist to his name, the third, and this time Ousmane Dembele makes no mistake. France wastes no time in this second half. The second assist for Theo in the final is making up for that Champions League disaster class. Zinedine's on the sidelines loving life, and Dembele looking for a route to goal, but the Italian defense standing strong for now. But Moussa Diaby inflicts more damage and more pain. It's 4-0. Theo and the gang, they're just in a class above. It's just insane. Oh my god, they're too good. They're too good. This is just an absolute slaughtering. They've taken Italy to the cleaners, and it's a magical 5-0 display. I was gonna say it's a repeat of Euro 2012 with that 4-0 loss, but France just wanted to compile on the misery. And now Theo Zidane, with his nation, is a bona fide European champion with his club and country, making sure the haters don't have any allegations, that no one's got any doubts about his abilities. And that's right, I forgot it was the captain, and he gets to lift it in front of everyone, and in front of his dad, with his dad. It's just a wonderful moment. It's just a heartfelt situation, and you've got to admire the story and the come up, not letting that family name pressure get to him. And who knows, maybe a World Cup dream in 2030. But now though, we're just gonna keep it pushing. That would have been the icing on top if he got to sit next to his dad in the press conference room, as he actually didn't even get top goal scorer. It was Diaby who got himself a goal in the final, 6 goals and 2, and our boy actually managed 4 assists throughout the entire tournament, played every single match. He was definitely a pivotal player and a protagonist in this French outfit that'll go down in the history books. Let's just admit it, he's peaked with Real Madrid, and you know what that calls for. We're putting him up for sale just to give him a different challenge, different experience. Let's see if any Premier League offers come in, and see if the grass is greener on the other side. You can't make this up. Like, the first offer to come on my desk, and it's from Barca, just get out of here. Don't even think about it. I've never hit reject faster. Go pay off your debts or something, man. Hands off. It's the big reveal. Where's our boy off to? Zidane sending his son away after he completed pretty much all he could, won every single trophy, and now after numerous offers from abroad, we've had to take and choose our pick, as there were clubs lining up out the door, and his destination is going to be North London, as Arsenal pick him up for his base value, £125 million, and the Gunners get their new superstar. If he really is that guy, if he really does want to be that player, he's got to prove it in the Premier League. And Arsenal, we just accepted their first bid. They were cheeky enough to put in just over his value, and now Zidane might have the opportunity to tear it up in the Prem. And this is how the boy fits in to the Gunners starting 11. And right now in the trenches, they're in desperate need for a midfield upgrade. There's no way a 73 rated John Jules will be playing there anymore. Theo slots right in. The Zidane has arrived. You know how it is, and we've got to update the team. They're not really playing the strongest starting 11. The CPU AI in career mode is still bugged all over the place. How the hell is Martinelli in the reserves? Like, it's just this game, bro. They're looking in pretty decent stead to challenge for the title, and their new captain has arrived in town. Should we commit to the center forward arc? It's gonna take an absolutely god-fearing amount of time. We're gonna go shadow strike. I want to improve the attacking side, the goal scoring side of his game, and that shooting department right now is looking the weakest. He's giving off more of an 11 Mesut Ozil type vibe. Can he do it in the toughest league in the world? Heck, even the best league in the world, and craft his own legacy away from his father? Only time will tell, my friends. First time of asking for Theo when he comes through with a Premier League win. Already outclassing Zidane on the titles front as they took down Chelsea on the final day. Clutched up, didn't bottle it like the Gunners do in real life, and they are English champions as it was Ipswich Town to win the FA Cup. And I haven't seen that one before. I think they put all their eggs into one basket as they were knocked out in a round 4 replay to Middlesbrough. Didn't see any other domestic success as it was Chelsea to take home the Carabao. Plymouth made it all the way to the semi-finals and Chelsea won 9-3 on aggregate. Yeah, something about this save is just broken. Technically, Theo won 2 trophies this season with a 3-1 win in the Super Cup before he made his move to Arsenal, as he was there long enough to play in that pre-season Super Cup game as the Champions League. Were they even involved? Yes, they were. Top of Group B, but didn't make it to the final. Knocked out against Bayern Munich in the round of 16, which is a familiar story if you're an Arsenal fan. The World Cup is next year, next season. It is going to be absolutely critical as Zidane here is only 2 more overall points away from his dad, currently sitting as a 92, cementing himself as the best outfield player on the team, and the captain managed to conjure up 20 assists and 2 goals. So that Dynamo development plan I put him on didn't really improve his goal scoring outcome. Still with 76 shooting, which I want to get up into the 80s 100%. Shadow striker just ain't doing it for him. He isn't finding the back of the net. 2 goals, but it's a record high 20 assists. It's a career best. And he's by far the best playmaker in the Prem. Nowhere near the top goal scorer though, as it was Saka and Martinelli still killing it here in North London. We'll cut him some slack. He's still trying to adjust to the English game, and we got to give him that 1 year leeway for transition. He still hasn't had a maxed out attribute. Ball control looks like it's next up to be maxed out. Sitting at a 98, teetering on the edge, is just teasing us. And his transfer market value even went up 6% to boot. He's got tunnel vision for that World Cup and has the potential to beat out his dad all in one season, become a world champion, but win another Premier League title. He's a man on a mission and he's standing on business here in England. Season 7, show me what you got. Bruh, this kid, the stars have aligned right here. This is better than what you could dream of. It's a Champions League final in 2030 up against the club where it all started. The family history is there. Now it's time to face them in the big European dance as they went back to back in the Premier League, this time winning it convincingly. 93 points, 2-time English champions, and just had to rub it in a little bit further with a Community Shield win against Ipswich 4-2 at Wembley. And then again, the FA Cup evades them, unfortunately, losing out in round 5 to Chelsea 2-1. However, tonight's the chance to make it a treble after they took home the Carabao Cup earlier on in the campaign, a 2-1 win against City at Wembley. But now it's time to solidify himself as the GOAT, as an icon of the beautiful game, up against his former teammates, some new faces in the mix, but it's mainly that super squad that they've kept intact. Can Theo and his dad do it against their former employers and bring home the Holy Grail for the first time in club history? Nah, this kid's unreal. This kid is the real deal. No way. Build him a statue outside the Emirates, people. 119th minute winner. Can you get any more clutch than that? Dropping an 8.4 match rating, and he is a European champion, winning it with Real Madrid and now Arsenal in extra time. He left it late. But this kid, he's just different gravy. He just is. And not only that, hold on. Let's take a look at his individual stats, because I think he is now on par. He's leveled with his dad's icon card of 94. Another cheeky +2, and he's still 28. Hasn't hit the curse stage of 30 yet. His son is carrying on the family legacy, not being a wonder kid flop, and that's a new career high. Over 30 goal contributions. He's done it in 61 appearances. Arsenal's new number 11 has not suffered from any second season syndrome. He scored way more goals, 21, 11 assists, and now it's all about that goal scoring. 32 goal contributions. A goal and or assist in every other game is just insane to think about. And he's going into the World Cup with the best momentum anyone could ask for. As the first stat, it's only taken 7 seasons, but 3 attributes have maxed out. Dribbling, ball control, and sprint speed, all at 99. And he's waited at the right time to peak, because France could be on the pinnacle of not only becoming a European champion, but world domination is in Theo's sights with a market value of £167.5 million. The kid just keeps on taking an upper level. Just when you thought it was done, the hectic season is over. No, the World Cup campaign begins now. He's out on international duty. Now the French have been drawn in. I hope they qualify. There they are. Group Group E, alongside Iceland, the Czech Republic, and Mexico. So they should be top of the group quite easily there. No disrespect, but come on, you've seen the French team, you know how they operate. They don't take any prisoners, that's for sure, and they are just goddamn generational. But 90 midfield and 90 attack. The French are just overpowered in career mode. In FIFA, they're just different gravy, so I'm just gonna simulate it, let it happen, not even take control, because that's how much faith I have in them. And the World Cup final, it's a 2010 replay. Okay, France didn't make it to the big dance, but where did Zidane finish up? As in the group stage, in Group E... Nah, no, that is a flop of a tournament. They have been grouped. No way, it's not even remotely close to a group of death. And Zidane's lads have flopped. It's like the Euro champions curse has hit them. They've completely fumbled. I can't even believe my eyes right now. The World Cup dream still goes a begging. Maybe that's what happens when you're too cocky and you've got the best team in the world. As it was 2010 all over again, with a Spain 1-0 win in the final to become world champions for the second time. But oh my god, what the hell happened to the French? Did Zidane have anything to say about it? What did he have to say for himself? 3 games, no goal contributions. It was just the tournament from hell. One to forget. At least you didn't make it all the way to the final and ended up headbutting your opponent, getting sent off in your final ever game. But Theo, lad, he's just got to keep his head up. He is still that guy. And sometimes it just isn't meant to be, as he's not even the captain anymore. He dropped that many stinkers on the world stage that Saliba's now the main man. He was able to do it in multiple leagues, in multiple nations. Now, if you actually had to, where would you rate Theo's career on a scale of 1 to 10? He was able to equal his dad's overall in the modern era, which I guess you have to consider. Like, Zinedine just did it in an entirely different time period. Football was so different back then. Now, with a much more high-paced game, in that Gengen pressing team style and the tactical vision, we managed to get the best out of his game, and he's flourished into a diamond. You know what? I'd give him... Look, that World Cup really leaves a sour taste in the mouth, so I was going to say 9, but probably like an 8.5, 8 to an 8.5 for me. And let me know, what other father and son combinations should I play around with in career mode? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think Theo lived up to the hype? Can he potentially become a world-class Ballon d'Or winner in the future in real life? Or is he going to crumble and become a failed wonder kid? Let me know down below. And if you haven't already, make sure to drop a like on the video if you made it this far. Follow me on all my socials. Links will be down in the description below. And make sure you're locked and loaded on the BCHD channel. Subscribe and turn on the notifications so you never miss out on any content, videos, live streams coming up in the future. As always, I've been your boy, Sir BCHD. Have a great day. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you all in the very next video. Just because I couldn't leave you guys on a cliffhanger and wanted to see if he could overtake his dad's rating in Season 8. Otherwise, you lot would have probably cooked me down in the comments below. I know we gave up on the Ballon d'Or dream, but just for context, in 2030, here are the top 4 nominees. You've got his 2 teammates, Martinelli and Saka, in the ranks, up against his 2 former teammates, Ben Seguir and Vinny Jr. So it's kind of like the Xavi Iniesta type beat. Like, he's making other people's careers so that they can win the Ballon d'Or, not him. He just sits back and takes the assists and stat pads. And it only took him half of a season to improve and get that +1 needed to overtake Zinedine. Chilling at 95 overall, still with half a season left to play. And the Ballon d'Or winner goes to his Arsenal. No, that's the Young Player of the Year award, which he could have been up for, but I just have no idea how that system works. It's Bukayo Saka, the man who he's probably been feeding balls to and giving him goals and free chances all season long. And thanks to Theo's help, the English winger takes home the golden ball in 2030. Guys, yes, I'm well aware. I'm in much need of a summer fresh cut. I need a festive trim because right now my hair's just a mess, bro. I can't even be bothered styling it. I hate when my hair gets this long, but yeah, might have to wait till New Year. And if you goated, if you're a real one and still watching the video right now, make sure to comment below what you got for Christmas, just to confuse everyone. And for the send-off, his farewell campaign before he hits 30, they've taken home another Premier League title, transforming Arsenal into a feared opponent in the realm of Premier League endeavour, and again, come through with a comfortable Community Shield win, 3-0 to launch the season, 2 pieces of silverware, and it could have been the domestic treble. They didn't fumble in the final against Bournemouth 2-1 in the FA Cup, and they didn't make the Carabao either, so they're going to be left with a Mickey Mouse treble, as they did go on to go back-to-back against Real Madrid, and again, it is a 2 2-1 victory, nicking the win in the big dance and becoming European champions again. Theo, let's just say he knows how to pick his battles. The Zidanes are absolutely monumentous. And his final rating, the sole purpose of this video, what you're all waiting for, is that he just maintained that 95 overall. And he had a stellar outing while doing so. Probably his career best, his peak, his prime. 21 goals and 22 assists, nearly perfectly balanced as the French treble-winning captain solidifies himself as one of the greats. It's S-tier levels kind of production, but you can see why Bukayo Saka's winning the Ballon d'Or. Nearly 50 goals in a campaign is insane. 43 goal contributions in 59 appearances. Theo cannot be stopped. He's better overall wise than Zinedine, and his dad never really did it in the modern era. So I don't really know what to tell you guys. You make your own minds up and form your own opinion. Sit in the comments below.